said to Ross, I'm going to do it while I'm like...
I'm 28, so I didn't think I would have it at 28. I thought I would be well in my 40s before I had to get a bag, but that's where I am now.
I wasn't eating, always passing blood, on loads of medication, couldn't eat anything, pretty much thought I was dying.
So I was so unwell, and he said, are you prepared to be admitted? And my mum just said, yeah, I've got all of our stuff in the car, we've got a pillow, I'll go and grab it.
Laura Hinshaw is one in 500 people across the UK living with a stoma. Laura has a stoma bag surgically attached to the outside of her stomach to collect her human waste. She had it fitted after suffering for years with ulcerative colitis, which is one of a number of illnesses alongside bowel cancer and Crohn's disease, which can lead to patients needing stoma surgery.
I was under control for a long time and it was fine until, I'd say, about 5 years ago, and it started getting bad, so they had to up my meds, put me on something stronger, and then I would end up on and off steroids all the time, and in hospital, out of hospital, and then it got to the point where a year ago, January last year, 2019, the consultant said there's only one more medication you can try before you're at the end of the line, and it's surgery. So that was, I didn't even know I could have surgery, or it was a thing. It was 5 to 6 weeks after, and I was in hospital getting the ileostomy done. So I'm 28, so I didn't think I would have it at 28. I thought I would be well in my 40s before I had to get a bag, but that's where I am now.
One of the biggest challenges facing ostomy patients like Laura is the need to change the bag regularly, sometimes up to 15 times a day. This means wherever she is and whatever she's doing, she has to be equipped with clean bags and equipment and must find a clean and sterile environment to avoid picking up infections. But rather than hiding her condition, Laura's chosen to talk openly about it, even to her customers.
Even if I think people sometimes don't want to know, I like to educate them on what it is, because a lot of people don't know what it is. About 80-90% of people are like, really? Is that what it is? Like, wow. So, I mean, some people it might disgust, but I mean, it's me, so if they're coming in to get a tattoo off, I'm not going to talk about it.
But adapting to life with a bag hasn't been easy, and Laura feels that she should have been offered more mental health support.
Just a massive change, like it was just pure stress, like obviously no income, I've got rent to pay, a mortgage to pay, no help. That was massive. I had to cancel months of appointments and booked it for 6 months, and I had to cancel like 3-4 months, so that I was panicking more about that than my actual like surgery. And then it was, oh my God, I'm having a bag, it's ending my life. Am I going to have kids? Is it going to make it? And it just must have just been like stress level.
Laura runs her own tattoo parlour and has her own brand of beer and clothing line, and she's been determined not to let her stoma hold her back.
We often get asked what impact having a stoma will have on quality of life, and my answer is usually that it will have as much impact as you let it. Generally speaking, someone with a stoma is able to do exactly the same things as they were prior to having a stoma. And it's a matter of how they approach life after having a stoma that will determine how well they do.
Like Laura, Joshua Matthews, who's just 26, is living with a stoma. He devotes his spare time to keeping fit and healthy. But as well as lifting weights, he's also keen to lift the stigma of having a stoma, which for him was a life-saving operation.
At that time when I was really poorly, I was living with my dad, and I'm looking at the bathroom was literally just one step to my right, and I can go in, and it was about 30 times a day. I wasn't eating, always passing blood. This is before the bag. On loads of medication, couldn't eat anything, pretty much thought I was dying.
But having a stoma bag has brought many changes, from the way he wears his clothes to the kind of exercise he can do.
This is simply just this is like 3 years old, an old football thermal that I've cut the sleeves off, and I actually put the neck of the thermal around the top of my bag and then just basically fold it over, and it keeps myself nice and compact.
A keen sportsman from an early age, losing being able to go to the gym was one of Joshua's main worries.
It wasn't as difficult as I thought it would have been. My good friend Paul, and he's become a big part of my life. He made it a lot easier. As I said before, there's been other people I've trained with and they've not seemed to be working out with me and they don't understand. I mean, Paul took his time out on holiday to research my condition and text me. I was like, listen, enjoy your holiday. And from, I think it was like the first few days of October 2018, it just blew up from there and I've never looked back.
And helping to cope with these day-to-day challenges is the charity Colostomy UK, which provide help and support to ostomy patients.
My message to young people living with a stoma would be that support is there, of course, from us, but from the wider ostomy community as well. There are loads of great bloggers and advocates online, for example, who share their stories of their day-to-day successes and the challenges that they face. Society's attitude is changing as well, slowly, but it is. And a great deal of that is down to younger ostomates who are happy to be photographed with their bags out and tell their stories in the press.
Talking to my nurse, I booked an appointment with her and hopefully she'll be able to help me.
Billie, herself an ostomy patient, uses Instagram to share her own experiences to give encouragement to others, everything from facing hospital appointments to dealing with bag leaks. Before being diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, she hadn't realised just how critical her condition had been.
It was a sort of long period of denial and just not looking. When you sort of go to the bathroom and see blood, it was something that was just like, no, I'm fine. And there was about 2 or 3 months of no, I'm fine before I couldn't ignore it anymore.
After constantly being told she was fine by different medical professionals and weighing just 5 stone, Billie was finally referred to a surgeon.
I walked in to see the surgeon and he said, okay, I don't know you, but the first thing I'm going to do is get them to take your blood pressure and your heart rate. So that's the first thing the nurse did. She came in, she took my blood pressure, she took my heart rate, she wrote it down on a piece of paper and slid it across to him on the table. He turned it over and he went, can we get a bed now, please? Because my heart rate was 152 beats per minute at resto. So I was so unwell. And he said, are you prepared to be admitted? And my mum just said, yep, I've got all of our stuff in the car, we've got a pillow, I'll go and grab it.
In January 2018, Billie had her stoma operation. Since then, she has documented every step of her journey online in the hope that it'll help others and raise awareness for those living with a stoma.
It's amazing to see all these different people from all over the world can connect because of one thing on one platform and just talk about it, and it's just so lovely. If I've ever got an issue, you know, I don't speak to my doctors and I don't speak to my nurse, I speak to them. And having that support network sort of every step of the way is so reassuring, because as much as my family and friends have been so incredibly supportive, and I can't fault them in any way, there's just that little bit where they just don't quite get it. Or if I've, you know, had a bag leak and my skin really hurts, or if I've got to book a hospital appointment and it's just a nightmare trying to book it. So there isn't anything I don't share. Everything goes on there. And since my surgery, things have kind of taken quite a bit of a jump. I've found so many more people. I'm connecting with thousands of people all the time, which is amazing. I mean, it's quite funny actually, because before this I was actually a really private person and didn't actually really like talking about myself that much. And now everything is all on social media for whoever wants to see it can see it. So that is quite funny how that's taken a turn. But the more I do it and the more messages I get and comments and all sorts of amazing things, it makes you realise how much of an impact it can make.
Billie, Laura and Joshua hope that by being open about their condition, they'll generate more understanding and acceptance in society. As young people with years ahead of them, they're also determined to show that living with a stoma does not prevent them from experiencing life to the full. I'm
more confident now about my body than I was before. So it's just like part of my body, so I like putting it on, it makes a difference. So basically, I've got a better life now with it.
There's always people there to help you, support groups, even just ring the hospital, speak to someone.
Get on social media, just see what you can find, search as many people as you can. Admitting that you're not very well probably would have helped. I think I probably would still have my insides in the right place if I'd done that. But also, you know, it's how it's happened. This is how it's happened, and I can't change it, so you just got to make the best of the situation that you've got.